And what are your emotions going into the home opener? You know, after the experience last year and the anticipation of what it could be like Thursday night.
Yeah, I mean, I feel good about it. It's been a long time since I took the field at JetLife, so be a lot of emotions for sure. But we're thankfully already into the third game of the season. Played 2 full games. Body feels good. So, well, as good as it can on a short week. Yeah, it'll be fun to be out there with the crowd. And night games, I love night games, so excited about it. Not, no one's real crazy about Thursday games, but everybody loves the weekend after the Thursday games.
Will you have anything because it's the home opener? I mean, last year you ran out with the flag. Is there anything special planned for this time?
Yeah, I don't know. That flag thing was a spur of the moment. Didn't think about it at all. So just somebody just grabbed me a flag. I said, okay, run with this thing. But I'm sure there'll be some stuff. Whatever happens, happens.
After watching the tapes, you kind of talked after the game about, you felt like maybe things were still a tick off offensively when you watched it. How close do you think you guys are to kind of being full throttle offensively?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter how close we are. What matters is what we did on the field. How close we are is great for coaches because they can coach up the whole thing. But, it'd be a boondoggle to keep doing the same thing over and over and expect different results. So, we got to change a couple things. We got to be a little sharper. Just, we got to start faster. We've been, starting really slow the first 2 weeks. So we got to start faster, put something together in the first 15, and give our defense a chance to play with the lead.
Why do you think that is, the slow starts?
I mean, I don't know. The road environment is loud. The execution was close. We dropped a pass on third down the first one, and didn't convert. First, second down very well, and couldn't convert third down in week 2. So, we just got to figure out what we got to do in the first 15 to get going, and execute a little bit early so we can. I feel like once we get a first down, we've been pretty good, but we've had too many, 3 and outs so far.
You've talked about him before, Braelon Allen, but since he scored the 2 touchdowns the other day, I'm wondering, just the disparity in the age is almost, I guess it's historic. He's the youngest guy, you're the oldest guy. Have you had a moment with him since Sunday's game just to reflect on that, or maybe joke around about it a little bit, or even during the game?
Yeah, I joked around from the first time he sat down in front of me. I knew who he was when we drafted him because I had heard about this 17-year-old kid playing at the University of Wisconsin when I was playing in Green Bay. I couldn't believe it. I figured, he must turn 18 pretty quick. And no, he turned 18 in January of his freshman year. He's turning 21, in January of his rookie year. That's crazy. But I've been a part of some of those things. I mean, Randall Cobb threw him a touchdown. His first game was the first player in the 90s to score. It just gets a little weird when, you're playing against head coaches you played against. You're playing with guys that could be your kid, age-wise. It's a good reminder of how special it is to still be playing at 40.
What do you think it said, though, that you guys went to him in such a critical moment and you checked out of that, right? So, what do you think that says about the trust that you guys have in him?
Kind of check into it, yeah. It was. He's a smart kid. I mean, he knows the scheme. It's not too big for him either. I think we saw that the first preseason game against Washington. He had a bunch of really good runs, and as much as I, can have some feelings about preseason football, the one thing that does show up is when it becomes real, how do guys perform? And he was running over people and hitting the hole, and so after that first game, I think everybody's like, okay, we don't need to see any more Braelon. He's ready to play. And didn't get a lot of opportunities in week 1, but we wanted to get that package with him and Brees on the field, and he made a lot of plays.
What stresses does that put on the defense, Aaron, when you have both those guys out there?
Well, it just depends on how they want to play it. Do they look at it like 21 and want to play base? Do they look at Brees and now Braelon as receiving threats and play nickel to it? Just kind of, they have to figure out what type of front they want to play, what type of package they want to have on defense, and you can do a lot of things out of it. We can, not going to get into stuff that we can do with that, but we can do a lot of things out of it.
What do you see from the Patriots defensively?
I think they played pretty good in 2 weeks. They give up 10 and 23. They're a typical Patriot defense. They play really sound football, smart. They have a lot of techniques you don't see across some other teams. As far as some defensive line stuff, the front often can disguise the pressure pretty well. Back end seems to be playing pretty good together. So it's a really smart, stout, solid defense front to back.
Is it still similar to, Bill was there for so long? Do you still look the same to you, or is there differences?
I mean, every defense is always changing. Even Bill playing against him in 2014 and watching that game last year at the end of the season, the scheme was different. There was different things they were doing. It's always evolving, always changing, and that's kind of what the best coordinators do over their time. I mean, I don't look at it like that. I think you need more than a couple games to put a stamp on a rivalry. I'm excited to play in it. I played in arguably the best rivalry in football, the Bears and Packers. It's the oldest, and was a part of turning that thing around. When I first started, we were behind in the all-time series, and when I finished, we were ahead, and the Packers have beat them, 10 straight. So that was fun to be a part of. These two games will be great against the Patriots, but I don't feel like there's going to be a stamp.
Where are you physically, just in terms of moving within the pocket? Do you feel like are you where you want to be, or do you think there's some room for improvement?
Yeah, I mean, the pocket's been pretty bucolic, I would say, the first couple of weeks. It's been real nice back there. Not many hits, not many sacks, a lot of time. Last week I felt better than I did week one. And it's just confidence, just doing a couple things, escaping the pocket. The next thing would be, making a big play outside the pocket. But it's all stuff I've done in practice, I've done in training camp, and I think it's just doing more of it.
You said you played the first two games. Did you get all the emotions out that first game? Was that it for you? You think?
There's always emotion. If you love the game, there's always emotion. So there'll be emotion this week. As there always is during the anthem and seeing our crowd and night games and the excitement driving up to the stadium and seeing the tailgate happening. So it's always fun.
There was stretches of the field something that you'd like to do more of moving forward, or have just been a case the first 2 weeks of the defense making it sort of after the take? I know the Titans do that a lot, but the 49ers as well trying to take that away from you guys.
I mean, that's the league right now. It's a lot of umbrella coverages, a lot of soft quarters coverages, some two-eye stuff, and that's what we saw a lot of in week one and week two. There wasn't a lot of single safety. When there was, we took a couple shots. But the league is really trending towards more umbrella defenses.
There was one play, Aaron.
How do you open that up then?
Yeah, run the ball. Yeah.
There was one play, second quarter, I think, midfield, first down. Garrett ran a close corner. It looked like he was open. You ended up kind of scrambling and dumping it off the Rucker. Did you see? Looked like Garrett was open. What did you see on that play? Remember that one?
Just the timing on that one was a little bit off. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I think passing yards are down in the first 2 weeks. That probably correlates to the umbrella coverages. I mean, do you look at that? I mean, you're under 200 yards. That rarely happens for you. So I'm wondering, is that something you need to look at, or how does that play with you?
Well, I mean, it's the plays that we have. I only played 39 plays in the first week, and we're in the 50s, I feel like, last week. So, we need to get our plays up to the mid-60s, touching 70, and then you have more opportunities to throw the football, more opportunities, more chances down the field, more yards, more points.
Like having a weekend off, I understand that. But what's it like? You said it before, the oldest guy in the league having to play 3 games in 11 days.
Yeah, the testing the body for sure. But we love to play, so it's shorter time between games is great. It's definitely tough on the body, tough on the week, but easier for a guy who's 20 than a guy who's 40. But I'll be ready to go Thursday night and look forward to the 3 days off.